In this video, we'll master moving averages in DAX using one of the most powerful time intelligence function, dates and period. Moving averages help us smooth out volatility and identify trends more clearly. We'll go from business logic to text code step by step using a real world example. Let's start with the business problem. Our customer tracks monthly sales, but raw numbers fluctuate a lot. One bad month looks like a disaster. One good month looks misleadingly strong. The business question is simple. How are we performing over the last 3 months compared to now? To answer this, we need a 3 month moving average, not just a single month value. Here, many analysts instantly use DATEADD, but DATEADD only shifts a single point in time. If you go back 2 months from March, it returns January only, not January, February, March together. That means DATEADD cannot create a rolling window, and that's why it fails for moving averages. This is where dates and period come in. Unlike dated, it does not jump, it expands a window. It results a table of dates starting from an anchor point and extending backward and forward. That's exactly what we need for ruling calculations. Let's understand the syntax. We write like dates and period with a date, your date column, the start date, the anchor point, the number of intervals, how far you want to go, an interval, day, month, quarter, or year. The anchor point is critical. We use last date like dim date, and this tells Power BI starts from the last visible date in the current filter context. For example, if we are on March 2024, the anchor becomes March 31st. One common mistake is direction. Positive numbers look forward, negative numbers look backward. Since moving averages are historical, we always use -3. Using +3 would try to fetch a future data and return the blanks. Um, First, we calculate a cumulative total. This gives us a total sales for the last 3 months combined. Then then we have to validate the number and we understand what was like how the ruling behavior confirms if our logic is correct or no. A moving average is total divided by number of periods. We already have the total. Now we need the denominator, the number of months. A common mistake is counting days that gives the incorrect results. Distinct count or deem date than month. This ensures 3 months equals divided by 3, not by 90 days, as I'm to say. Uh, to make the DAX readable and efficient, we use the variables. One variable for total sales, one variable for month count. Both use the same dates in period window, ensuring the consistency. Division can fail if the denominator is 0. That's why we use divide numerator and denominator and then alternate results. This prevents errors and keeps visual stable. We will be seeing this into a practical example as well to understand how to write this. So we use dates and period for ruling calculations. Always define an anchor using the last date. Use negative intervals for historical analysis. Use distinct count for correct averaging. Always protect division with divide. So now we'll see some of the practical example and we'll understand this what we have studied into our. So now we'll understand about this practical how we can use the dates and period. Okay, so basically dates and period is used to calculate for the cumulative average, so we can understand like how for the past, say example for 3 or 4 months or whatever, how we can analyze the data, how we have performed into those. Okay, so let's just write one measure here into here. Okay, so I'll just say this. I'm just calculating now for 3 month cumulative total. Okay, So I'm going to say this, calculate sum of, again, sales amount, okay, comma, dates in period. Now we are going to use this function. Now see here, it's a bit complicated kind of. So here we have to specify this, comma, as per the uh then the last date, okay, then the team date, comma date, okay, we'll close this, okay, and we are taking it for like 3 months ago, okay, and then we are just going to see here, comma, and we just commit this. Okay. Now we just have this. Now you can see here it is giving us the cumulative average. Like if you can see here, because we don't have any data into the past, it's just giving us as it is. But now from February, it is adding up this two and it is giving us this data. For 1719, this amount till March, it is adding up this all three from Jan, Feb, and March, and it is giving us a data of, it is giving us the cumulative amount of this much. Okay. So similarly for April, once we have it for April, it is not going to calculate, it is not going to add of January's, it is going to add from February, March, and April. Okay. So basically, if any month you go, if you go to September, it is going to calculate for June, July, and August, and it is giving us, it will be giving us a cumulative total for those 3 months, since we are just calculating it for 3 month cumulative total. Okay. Hope you guys have understood this video. Thanks for watching.